Good morning, crew. This is Ralph, back with R&N Lawn Care. Alright, I got a little bit of a different video today. So if just sitting here listening to me talk, it's boring. You know, sorry, I didn't do a lot of video for this one. I wanted it just to sort of be a standalone deal, and it's just me running my mouth. Dropped my first one for the year. That's right, the old boy dropped the yard for the year. You remember me showing you a little short glimpse of the yard that the woman had the little robot and wanted us to come and pick it up. Well, we got over there and we started mowing. I'm gonna try to make it a short story. I ain't gonna try to make this video too long or go on about it. But the lady wanted us to come over, mow her yard. Went over, mowed it the first time, and I don't try to go below 3 inches. That's just me. That's my cutoff limit. I try not to go below 3 inches. So we settled on a price. She didn't tell me how low she wanted to cut. I mowed it on 3 inches because I thought it would look good at 3 inches, and because her yard was a little beat up and stuff. And the person who mowed the outside the fence the first time, it must have been one of her neighbors or something like that, because she lives in an HOA, had like scalped the whole entire front piece in front of the gate. I mean, like down to the dirt, like maybe an inch, something like that. Well, she come out and she was nice the first time. She's like, you need to mow it lower. I said, ma'am, you know, I try not to go below 3 inches. I was like, how low do you think that you would want? And we come to the conclusion about 2.5 would suit her. And we mowed it. She come out perfect. Everything looks great. Everything looks great. So I've mowed her yard for about a month now. You know, every time I come over, she's like, you need to mow it shorter. And I was like, ma'am, you know, we just settled on 2.5. Well, I was out mowing some of my other properties yesterday. Or not yesterday, but the day before. Well, Saturday, I'll put it that way. I don't know when I'm going to put this video out. It was last Saturday in April. Oh, excuse me, I just got off work. But she called me in the middle of a property, answered the phone, cut my mower off, and just started raising Cain and fussing. I was like, what's the deal? She's like, you're not mowing it short enough. I'm not mowing it short enough. So, you know, I kept my cool the whole time. I don't try to get too excited here and there. But just told her, said, hey, we agreed on 2.5. Sorry, you know, it's not short enough for you, you know, but that's what we agreed on. And she just kept fussing. You're going to mow it shorter. You're going to mow it shorter. And I was like, you know, in my mind, I'm not saying nothing, but in my mind, I'm like, nah, not going to happen. Yeah. So I let her ramble on to make her feel better and just sit there and fuss, because it don't hurt. Words don't hurt me. And I finally told her. I said, ma'am, I ain't trying to be rude or disrespectful or anything like that. And no, I didn't cuss her or anything. I just told her, I said, you know, I'm not going to go below 2.5. I'm not going to mess my equipment up just because you want your yard on 1 inch. I'm not going to use my mower as a grader and level your ground with it, you know. And it tickles me. I was trying not to laugh the whole time. But she got on there. She's like, well, you're going to go buy a push mower. You're going to go buy a push mower, and you're going to mow it at 1 inch. Trying not to laugh. Pretty much told her, said, you know, you're going to furnish the push mower. You're going to buy it for me where I can do your yard. No, I'm not going to do it. It's like, okay. I was like, well, ma'am, I said, my equipment, you know, I use that for me. That's my business. You know, it's my property. You know, I make the rules on my business. You know, you can't let your customers make the rules for your business. How short would you go? You know what I mean? And depending on if you're comfortable or not comfortable with it. I was not comfortable going under the 2.5. Well, after we talked a little longer, because she would not let it go, she sat on R&N mowing her yard at 1 inch. And I was like, not going to happen. You know, I'll give you 2 weeks and, you know, let you go find somebody else. And, you know, if you don't want me to mow your yard, you know, those 2 weeks, I'll mow it at least 1 week. That way, you know, it don't get overgrown or look like junk. And if somebody comes in and wants to charge you a cleanup fee, you know, I don't charge cleanup fees most of the time. Sometimes I do, depending on the yard. And if, you know, it's one of the ones that we end up mowing all year and you just work on it a little bit every time, something like that. Because, you know, not everybody has the money to go spend on a cleanup. They just, you know, they mow, blow, and go, baby. Mow, blow, and go. But, you know, I ended up telling her, you know, I've got a walk behind little 33-inch bush mower. I said, but I'm still, you know, even though Nathan's called it a throwaway mower, I'm still not going to dig that thing into the dirt on an uneven hill and ruin it. Not going to happen. Yeah, not going to happen. So, make long story short, because I've been rambling on probably 5-10 minutes now. You know, I just kept telling her, it's like, ma'am, you know, I'll take you off the schedule. I'll mow your yard one more time for you if you wish. If you find somebody before that, just let me know and they can take it over. I apologize. I wish I could help you out more. And, you know, I've got such and such customers, and none of them, you know, have fussed at us saying that we don't do this. And then she about got me tickled again. She said, well, my neighbor has their yard mowed every 2 weeks, and they mow it and it don't grow for 2 weeks until the next day it needs to be mowed. Then it sprouts up, then it needs to be mowed down. She said, you mow mine 4 to 5 days after, there's sprigs of grass coming up. It looks like shit. Excuse me. Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity.
But her exact words, okay? And I was like, okay. Does this woman not know about photosynthesis? Dropping some science on y'all. So I can't help but laugh about it now. So I tried to explain to this lady, you know, this is the springtime, you know, during the summer, and she's got like 3 different types of grass. She's got, I believe it's rye, if I ain't mistaken. I'm probably mistaken on it. I'm not no lawn, you know, like Grass Daddy and the Lawn Care Nut or Jake the Lawn Kid, any of those guys. You know, I don't claim to know what weed it is or grass. You know, I would like to get better at that stuff, and I'm trying to. But I ain't like 100% on everything. So I think she's got rye, fescue, and I don't know what the 3rd type is. Because some of it's actually still dormant, even though we're getting up to like some 75, 80 degree days. So, and it's still like a brown. But then there's like, you know, you can tell the fescue. The fescue right now is just like up here like this. So, hold on one second. I'm getting over onto the intro state. But, you know, fescue's up tall. And then I think the rye, it's rye, is, you know, just a little bit shorter than that, but it just makes for an uneven cut all over the yard after a couple of days. So she tells me that, and I'm trying to explain to her, ma'am, you got, you know, probably 3 different types of grass in your yard. You know, this is the springtime. We've had a lot of rain. Things are growing like tremendously right now, like great, just mowing great, or growing great. And you know, I wish I could sprinkle something on your yard, which I probably could, but I'm not licensed to do that, to make everything not grow as quick. But, you know, why? Why would you do that? That's just beyond me. you know, I'm telling her that, and she tells me it's BS. I'm full of BS. There is no reason I shouldn't be able to cut her yard one time in 2 weeks and it stay the same height for more than 5 days, 4 to 5 days. Tell me if that's a bunch of bull crap anyway. But I talked to this lady for like almost 45 minutes at one of my properties. And I was like, ma'am, you know, like I said, I'm sorry. I wish I could accommodate you a little bit more, but I can't. I'm not comfortable with mowing it on this height. Tried to be as professional as I could about it. I mean, I didn't argue, didn't fuss. You know, I was proud of myself. Proud of myself. And, you know, I finally told her, I said, man, I'm just going to take you off the schedule. Like I said, if you need me to mow it within the next 2 weeks, give me a call. I'll come by and mow it. No big deal. Same price. Not going to jack the price way up on you or anything like that. And then you can find somebody else to do it. And then she's like, well, fine, and got off the phone with me. Haven't heard from her since. But it brings me back. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube and, you know, like a bunch of different things. You know, people raising prices, dropping the bottom 10% of, you know, like at the end of the year, you drop 10% of your clientele to where you can get better clientele. Well, you know, if I ended up continuing to do this yard, that would be in my bottom 10%. But old Ralph decided he's going to let it go right now. So, you know, just to make, well, a long story long, I guess, now, after I told you all that, I told the lady, I said, I'm going to have to drop you. I'm going to have to drop you. Nobody deserves, you know, unless you're doing shoddy work, you know what I mean? But if you're out there doing the best that you can do, providing a product that you can be proud of, you know, why sit there with the customer? You know, you try to make it right for them. You know, I don't go below 3 inches usually. I made an exception for this lady. I went to 2.5. You know, cleaned out her fire beds for free. You know, just try to accommodate her, doing the little things to try to keep her happy. And you know, there's those people out there that you can't keep happy, but you know, I'm starting to believe in that bottom 10%. That bottom 10% of your clientele, you know, the ones that don't pay, the ones that are rude to you, the ones that are picky, you know, just the ones you can't make happy. You put all those into a bunch, you're like, okay, you go here and you find out what your bottom 10% is from, you know, what I'm hearing, and then you drop those and you get you some better clientele in that are not going to be as picky because you're putting out a good product and they love what you're doing. And, you know, loyalty with your customers, you know, the same thing you do with them. They expect you to be there certain days of the week. They expect you to keep up communication with them. And, you know, I want the same thing out of my customers. You know, a little communication with me. If you don't need to communicate all the time, that's fine. I might be picky on that myself, who knows. But, guys, you know, I've only been in this will be, I believe, our 5th year from what me and Nathan was talking, because that first year we didn't have a whole lot. And I was counting like our biggest year. But 5 years, I think, altogether. You do not deserve, even starting out, if you're putting out a good product, you do not deserve for somebody to be calling you or coming out of the house and fussing at you saying you've done crap work, if you know it's quality work, okay? Now, if you're out there, you mow, you don't weed eat for 3 weeks, you probably had it coming, you know what I'm saying? But if you're putting out something good, you ain't got to worry about it. Don't worry about it. Take those people. And you know, everybody's in the stigma of a lot of, especially newer guys, and you know, I was the same way, and Nathan was the same way, afraid to drop somebody because it's going to mess with this, okay? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It will come. If you're doing good work, it will come to you, okay? You won't have no problems. And I say that, and then something's going to happen to somebody, and then, you know, disclaimer, don't listen to me. But I believe truly, and if you're doing good work, the business will come to you and they will like it. You know, those ones that are not happy, you're going to run across those people that don't pay, you know, or not happy with your work. No matter what you do, I mean, you can stretch yourself as far as you can go with those people and they'll still not be happy. So, old Ralph, he dropped his. So, you know, I just wanted to put a couple of little thoughts out there. It might be stupid. It might, you know, not the video everybody thinks about. You know, we all have good days and bad days, and that just, it set on me, and I was like, I'm going to make a YouTube video about this, and I ain't going to dwell on it. I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to leave it alone at that. Because like I said, words don't hit me, but that's the first time I've had to drop somebody in the 5 years I've done this. You know, we've had a few say, hey, I can't afford it no more, blah, 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 and, you know, they drop off the schedule. But I've never had to drop somebody because they weren't happy with my work. So it was new for me. And actually feel pretty decent about it afterwards, because nobody deserves to go through that. Nobody deserves to be fussed at and telling you you're doing this when you know, you sit down and you talk with them and they're happy with it one week, not happy with it next week. Don't worry about that crap. Go on about your lives. Make some money. Do what you want to do, man. You know, if you don't think that person's worth the time to go over there and do it, drop them off your schedule. Don't be scared. The work will come. I promise you. The work will come, because it has for us. But anyway, I'm going to shut up with my tangent now, because I probably made this video 15-20 minutes long. I thank y'all for watching. Me sitting here in the truck talking, riding down the road. Until next time, if you watch our videos, you're 50% more attractive. If you subscribe, which hopefully the subscribe button will be over here, maybe. If you subscribe and watch our videos, you're 100% more attractive, and I can guarantee you that. Until next time, crew, we'll catch y'all out there looking at that bottom 10%.